Oh, big giant. Holy crap. Oh my God. Holy cow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at this fish. Oh my God. Holy cow. Oh, come here, baby. Stay buttoned up. Oh. Oh my God. Come on, baby, stay on. Come on. Holy cow, look at that. Oh my God. Yes. Wow. Holy cow. Oh, just pegged. Absolutely pegged. Oh my goodness. I don't know how big that fish is, but it's big. I mean, look at that, just pegged. She wasn't going nowhere. I don't know if I can get it out. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that little baby. Post-tail bait fish. Look at that fish. Let's get her back in the water. The bait fish that I've ever seen one. I mean, you know, it's funny, we're cold front conditions, and man, this pulse tail, the bait tracks true, and that tail just goes, and man, I mean, we just caught a giant, dude. I'm still shaking. And man, it's funny, you know, I caught that fish on a rod that probably a lot of people wouldn't think about for throwing a swim bait. I caught it on a 7.4 moderate, medium, heavy. And the reason you can do that is braid. You know, it's, we've got some watercolor. It's not crystal clear, and so that's kind of why we went with a little bit more of a bone color on the bait fish. But what we're able to do is if you go with braid, you can downsize your rod a little bit. Man, that 7.4 moderate, what it did is, one, it jacked them, you know, because of the braid, so you drive the hook hard. But then when you've got the fish hooked, you're not going to tear it out. You're not going to put too much leverage onto a fish with a super heavy rod. So, you know, if you're throwing braid and you can get away with it, you know, downsize your rod a little bit. You know, maybe go with a moderate action. This is a medium heavy mod. You'll still drive the hook, but then when you got that fish close to the boat, you're not going to lose them. Everybody these days wants a swim bait that just goes bop, 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 or they want to, you know, they want the big paddle tail or the ton of rock. Well, you know what? I mean, that can be decent under certain conditions, but a big part of the time you're throwing a swim bait in either clear water or cold front, and those fish, they're not super aggressive and they're going to track that bait. That pulse tail just goes, it's as natural as anything I've ever seen. You're going to commit a lot more of those trackers. You know, I mean, we always see trackers on a swim bait. You know, the way you win, the way you catch fish is you convert more of those trackers into biters, and realistic, natural swimming action, and that'll help you get more of those trackers to become biters. What this bait has is there's a hole in the back of the tail. I don't know if you can see it. What you can do is you can add a rattle right there. So if our conditions were different, let's say it was warm and they were just wanting to chew on something, you know, or the water had a little more color to it, we can make this bait aggressive by simply adding a rattle and drawing those fish from a little bit further away. It makes this bait go from a much more finesse style bait, cold water, clear water, to a much more aggressive bait. And there's days that's gonna get you more bites. One of the beauties of this bait is the hook is built for this bait, which is really cool, and it's weedless. So, you know, on a hydrilla lake, you know, I'll show you right here. I mean, we can throw this thing up there, you know, we can bring it across, and what that allows you to do is it allows you to just be so much more accurate on all your casts. So, you know, you might miss by a foot with a different bait, and you're done. Well, you don't know if that 10-pounder was sitting just off of that cast, but you caught one piece of grass and your whole cast is done. So this one I'm able to, even if I get it up in the grass a little bit, just pull it through, let it fall, and wind it right back. You know, and you just, fishing's all about the cast. You don't know which cast, you know, that fish is gonna be there, especially that fish of a lifetime. And, you know, if you get one blade of grass, you know, on your bait and it messes up that presentation, that might have been your time. So, you know, just don't take the chance. I mean, this hook is built for this. It runs true with this hook. It's weedless. Allows you to make more casts in a day that are more productive, and you know, that's easy. That's just a no-brainer. You know, it's just, why would you not do it? You know, hookup ratio is incredible with it. I mean, there's just no reason to go away from it. There he is. Go. Oh God, it's another big one. God almighty. She hit it 3 times. I felt her hit it. I kept winding. She hit it again. You hear people talk about it in swim bait fishing, but God, that was awesome. Oh God, look at that fish. Look at that fish. Come here, sweetie. Oh God, look at that. Pegged again. Pegged. God almighty. This is one of them days. It's just, I mean, I can't smile enough. I mean, look at that did. So I mean, I have not touched this bait, guys, I promise. Look how that weight slid right up the body just like it's supposed to. This is a moderate action rod, guys. Who drives hooks in fish like that with a moderate, medium, heavy, moderate? Well, it's because of the design. I mean, this, you know, everybody wants to throw something outside this grass with treble hooks or something else. When you can peg them like this, I'm gonna throw this all day. I mean, everything worked flawlessly in this. The weight slid up into the body, the hook came out. I mean, the braid drove it. I mean, this is unbelievably difficult conditions. I know y'all don't believe me because we're catching fish like this, but it's unbelievably difficult conditions, and this bait is making all the difference. I mean, 1000% it's making all the difference. And I mean, shoot, I just can't quit smiling. This is unbelievable. Look at that. On that cast, you know, I threw it out there, you know, I let it sink for a second, I was bringing it back, and it was so funny. So a mistake a lot of people make on swim baits, including me at times, you know, is you'll be winding that and you feel, doom, you know, which I did. And I mean, you'll go whack. I mean, you're so excited to set the hook on that fish, but man, you can't do that swim bait fishing. They're notorious for hitting it and trying to kill it and not eating it. And so on that cast, it went doom, and I waited, but don't stop reeling. Don't go slackline, because then the bait will do something different and they're not used to that. So keep winding it. And then all of a sudden she went, boom, and she hit it again. But I took 2 more cranks and she wasn't there. You know, let the bait load up. And then the third time went, boom, and I took 1 crank and I felt the line starting to tighten up. I hit her, pegged her, and I mean, she's forever encapsulated in film now. So, you know, just give a fish a chance to eat a swim bait. I don't care how big it is, you know, because they're notorious for coming up behind it, knocking it, and not sucking it in. Just wait till you feel that thing load, and then just hit them, and it's fun.